Hey everybody, welcome back to Burning Rubber Garage here. I've got my new little toy here. It's probably going to be more of a long-term than a short-term little toy. I think the Cadillac's going to go away. It's done a good job for a long time. I just really want a truck. When I go find a project, they always have parts that come with it, and it makes it really tough without having a bed to pile them in the back of an SUV. Plus that little bit shorter wheelbase can get a little sketchy when it starts to get windy. But what we've got here, 97 Chevy Silverado, 110,000 miles, still original wheels in really good shape. And this, I gotta say, this is one of my favorite style of wheels Chevy has made. As far as body style goes, this is probably the body style I've owned the most out of everything. I've owned the Tahoe, which is this body style. Behind you right there is a Suburban. I've owned a Silverado. I haven't owned a Yukon, I don't believe yet. I believe everything's been Chevy, except for that GMC Suburban behind you. But these are really solid trucks. This one right here has a 350 Vortec. It's about 250 horse, I believe, 300 and something pound-feet of torque, tow rating of around 7,000. We're going to make it so that I'm going to tow more anyways. There's some weak links in it. We're going to address those. I don't like squats. We'll probably do some airbags. A lot of the other stuff to this is just going to probably be left stock. I don't think I'll lift it. I probably will maybe do wheels and tires, but I really like those wheels and tires. So let's go ahead, take a peek around it, kind of show you what is available out there. All right, the first thing you're going to notice is this paint. It is gorgeous. I did a little torque detail on here and some torque ceramic. You'll see that in another video. We just had rain, as you can see by that. We're probably going to get some more. And it just beat it up and kind of fell right off, and it's got such a good shine, it's crazy. I'm impressed, but pretty good tires on there. This truck is a third door equipped truck. Chevy never did a fourth door until the later body style, and even some of those only had third doors. My biggest complaint with that is the only handle they have is there. So if you're in the back, you've got to reach around this lip to let yourself out. As far as the interior goes, I think it was a single guy that owned this, because the only wear I can see on the interior, gotta love these now, almost every car has one of these now. The only wear I could see on the interior is on the driver's seat. He did have a sound system that was no longer in here, so I'm not sure if he did it or removed it or whatever, but it was out of it when I looked. Nice thing is it's there if I want to use it. This sound system could use a little more bass. Everything shuts really nice. Glove box, nothing's really broken. The only issue I can see is right there, we're missing the bottom of the cup holder, but I've got the fix coming for that. It's a tough one to find, but I was able to find it. We got power windows, power locks, a couple little dings and dents, and I don't think that's a ding or dent. All right, so we come back here to the back. They had a toolbox on here. You can see where they had it bolted. But the nice thing is this is really clean. So we'll get rid of this junk, this liner, and we'll rhino line up over the rails, which will take care of a lot of that issue. So it is a Z71. I believe all the skid plates and everything are on there. Z71 really is just a skid plate to me, factory option with some better shocks. This is kind of worn out here, unfortunately. It does have a backup camera right there, which was added, and I'll kind of show you how they integrated that. Got your running boards. It does have tint, which is really nice. I'm a big fan of tint. Keeps the interior nicer and cooler. Let's go ahead and show you this. So if you take the truck and you find one like this, and this is really clean, there's the odometer, you ought to jump on it. They're getting harder and harder to come by. So anyways, AC, heat, four-wheel drive with the auto track right there. Got this switch over here, which is super bright. When you flick the switch, the backup camera comes on. So, I mean, it's really nice because most old vehicles didn't have it, and this one's been wired in really good. But when you're not using the switch, you got just a regular Garmin, which is pretty awesome. So, anyways, let's go up under the hood. I mean, seats, I mean, this is your biggest wear right here. Little wear right there, so. This is what I was really impressed with. How clean this is. It's been very well taken care of. Hardly any rust under there, minus the spare tire, probably from getting hit by rocks. Stock intake. Here's your little wiring for that sound system. Newer battery. They put some kind of a shiny gel on this, which I don't really, not sure how I feel. It feels like it's just going to grab dust, but it does have remote start, as it's mentioned right there. But yeah, everything seems to be really good. Now, funny thing is, that front end is great. This was sitting on a dealer's lot there. Jacinto Auto Sales down in Cleveland, Tennessee. We just happened to be driving by. We were actually looking to replace this Suburban. And the Suburban we drove was just a pile. But there's not much you can do. This is a pretty clean one. But the leather, this is why I wanted cloth. The leather, this one's in really good shape, every seat but this one. And you can see this is where the seat were over on that cloth too. This is a really clean one as well. 118,000 on this one. But a really good example of what, this hasn't been cleaned in a while. We see if that third seat's even, it's all filled, but the leather even right here is in good shape. So it needs a little cleaning, but overall, this was a really good find. The price was right, hard to pass up. It's got the tow package. I say let's go take it for a ride. It does have some knockoff Flowmasters. So what they've done here, they told me they were Flowmasters. They are not. They're knockoffs. They've got the duals running into them and then just some dumps. Nothing too crazy. Doesn't sound bad, but it doesn't sound great. No white smoke comes out of this upon startup or anything like that. Underneath here, frame rail's in really good shape. There was one cross member on the gas tank that was a little bit iffy, right over there. And then the rear tire, otherwise, I mean, it's actually a pretty clean little truck. So let's go ahead and take it for a spin. The road, we're just pulling onto the highway. Sounds pretty good. I'm not getting a lot of rumble, so I think I'll probably replace the knockoffs with some real Flowmasters. I like a good rumble. So there we are. We're already up to speed. We're cruising at 65. We're doing 17. Well, I guess it's 60. It says down there 62. So our speedometer's off a little bit because we have a little taller tire. So now we're doing 63 and we are at 1700 RPM. The ride in this is really, really comfortable. Independent front suspension, leaf springs in the rear, not a lot of crazy like leaf packs. I mean, it's just a half ton. But I think in the future we'll airbag this. There is not a trailer brake controller in here. That's another upgrade I'd like to do in the future. But AC works, no rear air vents if you're worried about that. But again, there's not a lot of room back there if you want to show them how close it is. There's not a lot of room back there to need an air vent, honestly. This right here in the middle here, this will blow that way, but it does have a lot of get up and go, plenty of oomph, if you will. It's a 4-speed automatic, and it's a 350 Vortec engine. So we're cruising here. We're doing, that says 66. So if I put my foot down, speed limits passed. There we go. It just gets up and goes. It's very responsive. You put a trailer behind it, you do know it's there. But I've never had any issues with one of these trucks pulling. So I don't expect this one to be any different. There are some common issues that will come up with this. We found a lot of those out with my past vehicles. So just as we cruise along here, just kind of listen to it. This exhaust isn't stock, but it's not too bad as far as annoying either. So as we're going, there's not a lot of creaks. My big worry when I was looking for one of these, and I looked for a while, was hearing that third door rattle. I did not want to hear it rattle. So I drove one and the third door, I just kept wondering if that side was going to open up. So this one is not the case. I mean, this isn't as exciting to drive as Frostbite, But that last video, that was a good one. If you haven't seen that, go check out the results of taking that mechanical fan off and switching to an electric fan. That was a good time. But this truck right here is a very solid truck. If you are out looking for a truck, you can find these for under 10 grand for now. For now, a good one's probably going to run you closer to 10 grand. You got to just see what's available in the market. Don't settle. Look for rust. Cab corners on this are another big one. But overall, when you start it up, when you come in here, look at the temperature gauge. Make sure it hasn't been warmed up prior to you getting there. You kind of want to cold start it, and you want to have somebody to look at the exhaust pipe, because a lot of times they'll spit smoke till they heat up. Have somebody follow you. It's weird, but you just say, hey, you come with me. If it's at a dealer or somebody else, they're going to follow us so they can see if we're putting out smoke. It's just another thing, kind of let you know. This one doesn't put out any. So overall, this is a really fun truck. You're going to see it again. We're definitely going to be putting some airbags on it, trailer brake controller, and you'll be seeing it when we go get their parts from Southern Kentucky Classics. So until then, thanks for watching. Hit the thumbs up if you like this style. I know if you're a Chevy guy, this is probably I don't know, if you were growing up, you probably see this style of truck and you picture it bouncing through I think it was a mud pit or out in a field with Bob Seger's Like a Rock playing, and that was always cool growing up. I thought these trucks were indestructible, and from the looks of what's out there on the market, some of them have 400,000 miles or over. They very well could be indestructible. So anyways, with that, that's enough of me talking. Hit that thumbs up if you can, subscribe, and we'll see you on the next one, which will be a really good one.